Hello, this is Sebastian, and I'm gonna do a Let's Play Age of Conan. Well, the reason I'm gonna do this Let's Play is because Age of Conan is a game I used to play a long time ago with a good friend of mine, but much like all the other MMOs, it's a game where you pay prepaid, like monthly prepaid for a membership. But I believe until up to a few days ago they removed that and they made the game free to play for everyone. But for as far as I know, there are limited options right now in the game. But I'm not gonna show you what's the game about because I think it's a pretty cool game. All right, so first up, here's my character. It's a level 80 guardian, and level 80 is the maximum level you can get. And just like all the other MMOs. You just have to level from level up to 1 to 80, which can be quite a pain sometimes. But I have to say, I enjoyed it quite a lot in Age of Conan. So here we are. I just logged in, and this is one of the main capital cities called Torontia. And as you can see, in my opinion, the game is really beautiful graphic-wise, and it's a really good game to play. So first of all, the things I'm gonna talk about is the interface. Well, we'll start over here, the equipment and inventory. Basically over here you have the equipment you're wearing, which is mine is not really good, I have to admit. It's been ages since I've played and I haven't really played long while I was level 80. But at the other side you have your inventory. But there's one thing I don't really like. It's over here. It says these slots are locked. It's because your account is limited until you paid prepaid a month. So this is you have limited options. Just like my money, like it says I have exactly 2 gold over here, but I used to have way much more before my account got limited. But it's alright, so I can play for free, so I'm already happy. But this is a really cool feature. I haven't seen it in any other MMO yet. It's over here. You have all the equipment you're wearing. It's called power. So these are the equipment with all the statics they give you, like the strength and health and the armor and everything that improves your character, like how capable he is in combat and stuff. But then over here it's called vanity. It's really interesting since like you see all these pieces here, but they're like social pieces like over here. But this helm doesn't give me any different statics, but like I can mark it over here and it will show this helm instead of the other one I was just wearing. So if for example I don't like the helm I'm wearing, I can buy a social helm and I can drop it here and I can show it. But it won't change any of my stats. You can see my health right here. It doesn't change a bit when I press this. It just changes the look on your character, and I think that's a really cool feature. So you can really customize the look of your character, but it doesn't have to affect how strong your character is. And you can do this as well. Like if you for example, if you want to say I don't want to wear a cape, you can just not put a cape in here and mark it, and it will like entirely hide your cape. And you can basically do this with all your equipment. Like if you say I want to run around like with a naked chest, or if you think that's cool, like you can do that. Preferably I like to show my real equipment, but it has its ups and its downs because I think a lot of people are gonna troll around and they're probably like gonna walk around like I don't know as this maybe if like just like that. And yeah, I wouldn't like to see that I can see in some way I can see the humor of it, but yeah, it's no, I'm not gonna do that. And so over here to continue on, we have skills and attributes. So over here you see the general tab with the skills, which says the base stats, and the attributes. It's just like my strength and intelligence and well, basically everything, my crafting skills. And this is actually very interesting. I'll talk about that later. It's too long. Well, this is very basic, like the combat stats, the physical stats, and the magical. I don't think you're really interested in what my statics are, and they're not very good anyway. So And at the right side of the screen you have all the PvP stats and, well, the skills, which are alternative, like kind of like talent points in a way, but they don't really affect your combat. It's kind of like out of combat stuff. And over here, well, these are the abilities of my class. And my class is basically, well, it's called the Guardian, and it's basically a tank. It's a plate-wearing class, well, obviously, and it's supposed to be a tank. I've spec'd mine in DPS, well, kind of DPS off tankish, but it's kind of a nice pack in my opinion. So over here, these are called feats, and maybe like some of you will play like WoW. They're really similar to talents. It's just like points you get like with leveling up, and you can like put them in well, anything you want really. And basically you have your two main specs, which for the Guardian, the Juggernaut, which is the spec which is specialized in the using of a shield and a one-handed weapon. And you have the Tempest spec, which is the spec I chosen, and it's the spec was specialized in the use of a polearm. And I think it's kind of cool in a way. I'm kind of like spec'd in the use of a polearm, but also in tanking. It's you can really mix it up the real way you want, because like I've chosen like most of my things in like defense and survivability, but with the polearm, so it's kind of cool. And then over here you have a general tab, which is basically well, this has to do with what class you pick. It's like you have soldier classes, which the Guardian is part of, and then you have different soldier classes as well. And every soldier class has the same general tab, and it's the same for an example, if you're a necromancer, which is one of the mage classes, you have a similar tab to demologist, which is also a mage class. Like the general tab will always like fit the kind of class you pick, and then like the kind of the section your class is in, to put it like that in an easy way. And this is something that's very not very recent, but it's with the recent big patch, which was called Rise of the Godslayer, and it's alternative advancement. And it's basically like you get experience even when you're level 80, but you get it throughout all of the well, throughout everything you do, every monster you kill, every quest you complete, just everything you do, you get experience for either your mastery or your prowess. And you can just store these points in these, which are they are improvements, but they're not that major. It wouldn't make that much of a difference. It's not like somebody was like completely maxed it out. It's not like dominate you when you don't have it maxed out, which I'm kind of happy about, but it does improve you. But it really takes ages for you to get it maxed out, because I've played this game for quite a while and I really haven't maxed it out at all. I'm not even close to it, but it's a pretty cool feature. And then over here, well, you have the quest logs, which is it's nothing special, I think. It's just like your quests, your completed quests, and your cooldown quests, which is kind of useful. That kind of like daily quests, which you've completed, so you can't complete them at the same day anymore. So you can just check up like, oh, I've already done that one. So that's kind of useful in a way. Okay, so the next thing up the list is I'm gonna show you a little bit of the combat in Age of Conan. I think it's really cool, especially for the melee classes, and you have a very different system, unlike other games. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount up, because just like in most MMOs, you have a mount, which is really sweet. And a thing I really like about Conan is over here you see my health, and underneath it, the green bar, it's stamina, and it allows you to sprint when you hit the shift button, and you like see it drop. And even on a horse you can like sprint, but it's kind of it probably doesn't even make you that much faster, but it kind of gives you the feeling that you're actually like able to go faster if you actually just hit a button. It's nicer to travel, I think. So in Conan you have pathfinders, and in every map there is a pathfinder, and you can ask them to pick you to a land. And I'm gonna go to Potane, which also is Potane is it's a landscape where guilds can create their cities. It's like whenever you're in a guild, your guild, if it's big enough, it can make a city. And Potane is one of the lands where it's allowed to make a guild city. And Potane is also a land which is very rich in resources, as you can see if I open my map. This is the world map. These are the regions. This is Aquilonia, Cimmeria, and Stygia. And over here it's a level 80 region, which is Kitai. And as you can see, some of them have red locks on it. It means that because I'm not a premium account, I'm not able to go there. And Kitai is almost everything is level 80, and it's really cool. It's really entertaining, really nice storyline and quests. And over here, this is where I am right now, Aquilonia. This is the city I was before, Tarantia. And right now we're here in Potane. And Potane it's very rich in resources. We can go to this map. As you can see, the resources all over the map. And basically it's very easy to gather them. You have wood and stones, and you can gather them for your professions and basically everything. Even to give to your guild so they can advance and improve and make a city, for example. Okay, so I can see some enemies here inside an encampment. They are level 70, 74. Okay, well, it's gonna be really easy, but I'm gonna show you anyway since I just wanna show you some combat. So the Guardian class, which is a soldier, has different stances. One stance is called defensive stance. Well, I don't really think there's much explanation needed. It reduces the damage you take, and it increases the aggro you make on the enemy. And then your frenzy stance, which basically makes you take more damage, but you also do more damage. So it's like a really DPS like stance, and I usually fight in this one. But then also you have two things which are called maneuvers and tactics. And like the tactics, like I have 3 tactics. One of them is tactic attack, and it increases my weapon damage. And one of them is tactic defense, and it decreases the damage I take. And one of them is tactic provoke, and it increases like the aggro or hate I make on the enemy. So like if you would be a tank in a raid, for example, you would like prefer to pick the defense tactic, so you take less damage. Or if you would be a DPS, you can like pick the attack tactic, and it's just like a buff. So you can always change, even in combat it's able to change very quickly between them. And it's the same with the maneuvers, but the maneuvers I think they're more PvP based than actual PvE, so it doesn't really matter. I like to pick this one. It gives me like a bonus defense for magic attacks, which is always useful, I think. And then oh, I'm already getting attacked, so well, let's attack. So I just press this. Oh, damn knockback. Okay, so as I press an attack, it says the arrow keys I have to hit, and I have to hit this combo like on my keyboard with the arrows, and bam, there we go. I killed both of them with that one combo, which even I'm surprised by. And then we have loot, which these guys are very rich by loot. I haven't seen... You don't see this much loot in one chest often, but okay, I don't mind. So oh, we just picked the loot, and alright, well, I wasn't finished explaining really. So if I engage this guy in combat, or girl or woman, I press this spell, for example, and it shows me a combination of buttons I have to press, which is on my keyboard, the arrow keys. They're like 1, 2, 3. And they're not the actual arrow keys on your keyboard. They're like they're key binded to 1, 2, or 3, and then you have like even the lower text, which you key bind to Q and E. So if I want to do like I can just like auto attack with this, but it wouldn't do much damage. So I want to say like I want to do this combination. Storm Strike is a really strong one. I have to press the lower down and then the up button, and then I get thrown on the ground before I'm able to finish it. So I just do this combo. So I press the right button order, and it does a really strong combo on them. And you can see the shields, like, I don't know if you're really clearly able to see it. Let me try and zoom in on this guy. You can see the shields around him, which he has 1 shield on the left side and 2 shields on the right side. And enemy has always 3 shields, so it means up he has no shields right now, so that means his defense is the lowest. So if I want to do like an attack upwards, which I know this one finishes upwards, so I would prefer to pick this one because it will do the most damage. But in this guy, for example, he has shields all around him, so it doesn't really matter what side I hit him. So I'm just gonna hit him and see if he changes shield side, which he doesn't, since I almost one-shot him. So it doesn't really make sense on these guys. But like over here, there's a guy with 3 shields on one side. So it would be really stupid of me if I would start hitting him on the side where he has 3 shields at. I would either pick the side 1 shield or preferably with the top one. But basically, I put my spells like in the order where I can kind of remember what sides I know what sides it ends, like if it ends upwards or left or right. So it's something you gotta remember for your class if you're a melee class, because it really makes a big difference whether you hit on the sides where the target has fewer shields or not. With the mage class, this doesn't matter where he has the shield, since you just cast your spells right away. So that's basically some combat in Conan.